We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Those words were uttered by President John F. Kennedy many years ago, which kicked off a decade-long space race to put the first person on the moon from the Earth and return them back safely. Now, that call was answered by a group of brave men, 12 of which landed on the moon, and we are losing them one by one as the years go by. Now, each of the Apollo missions which flew to the moon consisted of 3-man crews, and the ones that landed on the moon, 2 of them went down to the surface, and the one that's always forgotten is the one that stays behind in the ship in orbit in the moon, waiting for their friends to come back so they can all come home together. That's the command module pilot. And the one that I want to mention is Michael Collins, who the world lost yesterday. Michael Collins, for those of you that don't know, was the command module pilot for Apollo 11, the first attempt at landing a man on the moon, which of course we all know was successfully carried out by Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin. You have your tinfoil hat brigade who think the whole thing was a hoax, but this really is a tribute video to one of America's bravest, who was in the space program. He flew in Gemini, flew in Apollo. He was a military man and served his country for his whole life, and he deserves to be remembered in the way he lived. A very brave man who belonged to a very brave generation of men which aren't here anymore. We're surrounded by snowflakes and weak-minded people who want to cancel everything. I'd love to roll back the clock 50 or 60 years and have some of this mentality back with us today. It really would be quite something and get things done. All I want to do is say rest in peace, Michael Collins. Thank you for what you did. Thank you for the influence you had on kids like me back in the day. I've been a space buff, particularly the Apollo program, since I was that high, and I could talk to you all day long about it. Anything you want to know, I could talk to you about it. So that's it really, just to give him a honorary mention on the channel. Speaking of which, thank you very much for joining me. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. It's absolutely nuts. We're getting near 8,000 subscribers now. That's ridiculous figures, and it's steadily climbing. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Anyway, I'm going to go back indoors now. There won't be any more from me today, and I'll pop up with some more stuff tomorrow. Take care. Have a good evening. Good night.